Jose, and will probably be the shortest episode that ever goes for the Time2Talk podcast. This is pretty much just a little chit chat. What time is it? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, I believe. 3 or 4, doesn't matter. It's like really early in the morning, so my voice may sound a little messed up, but that's why I got some aloe water drinking. Basically, I'm going to be talking about no topics today, just what's been going on lately, and that is me trying to figure out filming a whole video instead of you guys just looking at a black screen with minimal stuff inside the video, just like the intro and outro and stuff like that. Trying to make it better and more interesting. I had some good guests, and the views aren't as to my liking as I would like them to be. They're not where I think they could be, and either that might be because I have 2 different YouTube channels, my personal one, and now the Time2Talk podcast one. So I don't know if there's like a confusion between the two, where people go to watch the first ever podcast video I did instead of watching the channel itself with the actual interviews and stuff. Maybe they're not that interesting, but I only do it. I do it for myself, to keep myself busy. I'm going through a tough time right now. I know a lot of people go through tough times, but mine is just like headbanger crazy. And so I'm not saying that my problem is better or is worse than anybody else's. I don't like to do that. I like to compete with problems. I'm just saying, for me, it's very difficult. So this keeps me distracted, and it lets me and allows me to interact with people from all over. This is what this whole Time2Talk podcast is. There's a time when people just sit down and talk to each other for hours or minutes upon minutes, just to get to know how they became who they are. We don't really do that nowadays because of social media. You pretty much post your personal life or whatever you feel like posting on your social media account, and so you don't really have to talk to people. Just post something and then boom, is there. But I like to get to know somebody, especially if I like want to actually work with them in the future, or I find an interest in their friendship. Because everybody can need new friends, and so yeah, everybody can need new friends. So it's great for me. Currently looking at my wall because I am sitting in my room. Like I said, it's like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm doing this podcast. And I noticed that I forgot to share with you guys what I have on my wall, and this is I have like 4 posters of things I just printed out and on picture paper and put them on the wall. Posters. 3 of those are my wrestling alter ego, E&B. The reason why I put them up there, and I haven't stepped in a professional wrestling ring yet or done anything, it's just there for a reminder. And I also have, like, not too far from the posters, picture of me in the collar and elbow shirt I posted. It was like the Obama Hope type picture, but I was wearing a collar and elbow shirt, and that was pretty much the first wrestling company I started supporting. So I had that on my wall just to remember who I supported for the first time doing the wrestling thing. Not saying this is that was my first wrestling brand in general, but coming back to wrestling and finding brands was hard because I didn't know what was cool and what wasn't cool, because I had been away from the wrestling world for a little bit of a long time. Well, I haven't been away for a long time. It's just the fact that I haven't been as back into it as I am now. I never tried to shy away from the wrestling world or anything. I just needed something else, and skateboarding was it. It still is it. I still skateboard from time to time. Currently, I'm not right now because of what's going on, but I like to do this podcast thing to at least give me some little motivation. Maybe I will skate later on someday if I end up getting back up. Like I said, it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how many times I've said that. I'm still like halfway asleep because I just woke up. So yeah, I have those 3 posters to keep me motivated. On one of them it's black and white, and it just has EMB in Japanese, and it says "Never Stop Fighting" at the bottom. And I have another one with the logo I use. It's mixed with Red Hood and Joker face. I call it Kill Shot, I guess. I don't know what I would call it, but it's just a blue skull and the Joker face paint, the black eyes and the red mouth. I took a couple pictures of that, my cosplay of pretty much my own Joker today. I don't know if I might post them or not, but I might. And then the other one is just kind of like the this finger paint or whatever you put. It's like, I forgot how you used to like draw turkeys, I guess, but you just like put paint on your hands and then just like put them on a paper. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm not tired. It's just that I'm trying to get my words together because, like I said, I just woke up. So it's kind of like that. It's just like the painted hands, red hands, and it has EMB inside of it in Japanese. I fell in love with Japanese. It's very cool. I don't know why. It's just like very, very cool to see like Japanese wording on stuff, because then people look at you and they can't understand it. Only you and people who and other people who know Japanese know what it says. But it's just like the way that the lettering, not the letter, but the symbols like really intrigue me. So I've been getting into Japanese a lot. So if you see me posting Japanese all the time, that's why. I'm very into Japanese. Matter of fact, I'm going to practice some later on today. The next one, well, it's actually 4. I lied. I'm sorry. It's actually 4 posters. Those 3 of my EMB stuff, and then there's like I had a misprint when I was working with some iron-on paper that you print from the computer, whatever logo, whatever you want for the computer, and you iron on your shirt or whatever. I had misprinted, and so it went on all the design went on the wrong side of the page. So I just ended up using it as a cool little wallpaper or poster. Just says my name in Japanese. Like I said, I'm very into Japanese, so it just says my name in Japanese, Ezekiel, or in Japanese it would be pronounced Ezekuru. And then the last one is just a poster of a railroad, like with trees in the background and stuff in black and white. And at the bottom it says inspiration in Japanese. And that's just like I said, I got to keep myself motivated because I want to be a professional wrestler. I keep saying it, and I'm staying on that path currently right now. And so I like to do things when my mind is set and I really want to do it. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff to look at when I wake up in the morning. First thing I wake up to though is like this Joker hope poster, like the Obama black, not black, blue, red, and stuff like that. It's kind of like the Obama hope poster, but it's the Joker, and at the bottom it says "Why so serious?" It's just very cool looking. So I printed that out. I found it on the internet, printed that out, put it on my wall poster. I have like multiple things on my wall, accomplishment walls, stuff like that. Skateboarding. I have one picture I kind of like it. I don't think a lot of people would like it though, but it's just me in some wrestling gear, all white, first prototype wrestling gear, white pants and a white shirt, um, with tassels on them, at the bottom and on the sides, and then rest of the wrestling gear, and that's about it. And then I have like the first ever skateboard, the IDY. If you don't know what IDY is, it is my skateboard brand that I have and I own. So I have the first ever shirt that we did, I Dare You, and it's hanging up inside of like a, I don't know what the hell would you call it. I'm just saying it's like it's hanging up, but it's like inside of a case of some sort, where you can put stuff in. So it's in a case on my wall, and it just reminds me of how far I came from, like from not wanting to do anything to doing skateboarding, becoming well established in that. Now I moved on to wrestling, which I really want to be well established in, and I know it's gonna take me a while. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna dive in head first. Give it all I got, till there's nothing left. But I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be great at it. I might be sucky. Might be decent or okay, but I don't think I'm gonna be like great. The reason I say that is I don't like to build my ego so high that I don't see the big picture, and the big picture is just wrestling and having fun. I remember I was watching the documentary of Finn Balor before he went to WWE, and Doc Gallows, Drew, was talking about how pretty much wrestling is just a big circus. You're just a big family traveling the world, kicking ass, taking names, and having fun. And I understand that very well from my own standpoint. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. The journey of me becoming a professional wrestler. Haven't made it to Orlando yet. I don't know when I will make it to Orlando, but when I do, let's just say I'm gonna film it, and it's just gonna be interesting, because I think what I'm gonna do is go to Team Vision Dojo to pay them a visit, and then go to Pro Wrestling 2.0 and pay them a visit, and then just kind of like build like my own story with it. Where should I go? Team Vision Dojo or Pro Wrestling 2.0? Let's just say it's going to be very interesting if I can pull it off. I think I can. I think because I'm going to really be into it, so I think that video will be like awesome, and it'll make good for like old content. Maybe when I'm like well established in wrestling, and I can look back on it and be like, wow, I really sucked back then. And oh no, man, but that's kind of all I wanted to really talk about. This pretty much what's going on. Like I said, really trying to get this whole video thing working, where you guys can see me, because I didn't came up with a whole table setup, and you guys have not seen any video with me talking with the table setup and stuff like that. And I figured I just wasted pretty much my own time and everything up, and you guys don't get to see it. You guys all they get to see is a black screen, which is probably why the views are like so low. But they're pretty much good if I think about it right. I mean, not many subscribe. I don't think there's only one subscriber, and I think that's myself. But I'm not really worried about that. As long as it like helps somebody throughout their day, it's cool with me. And I know it's not it's kind of similar to my other podcast, Skater on Skater, but it's not. Skater on Skater was just for me and other skaters to connect and talk about how and why they chose skateboarding and stuff like that. What has skateboarding done for them? So that's totally separate from what this is. This is anybody can come on here and talk to me and tell me what they're doing, how they do it, and why. So that's why I have Time to Talk. Time to Talk could be talk about anything. I proved that fact not too long ago when I had Mikey Spandex on here. He not only does wrestling, he does CrossFit too. So it's kind of like cool to see the parallel between the two. And CrossFit it helped him kind of with wrestling too. So it's kind of cool to see that. So I didn't even know like he was actually just CrossFit. I thought he was just doing workout videos and stuff like that. What his workouts like setup was when before he would go wrestle. I didn't even know anything about him until I had the opportunity and pleasure to having a conversation with him, which is very cool. So shout out to everybody that has been with me on this journey so far. Can't wait to see where it goes. This has been the Time to Talk podcast with your host, Zabar.